The clinical features of rheumatoid arthritis are firstly arthritis. So, what is the arthritis? What is the characteristic of the arthritis? It is chronic, it is insidious, it is additive, it is symmetric, it is deforming, and it is polyarthritis. Along with this, it has, so what is polyarthritis? It is more than 5 joints, more than equal to 5 joints, or 4 plus joints. Less than equal to 4 is oligoarthritis, and 1 is mono. 1 to 4 is oligo. It is also associated with early morning stiffness, of around 1 hour. So why the stiffness is only in the morning? Because of cortisol is reduced early in the morning, plus there is lymphostasis. So as the movement increases, the stasis reduces and the pain reduces. So where does the arthritis start? The arthritis most commonly starts in the small joints of hands. That is the wrist. It involves the MCP, the PIP, and the wrist as a whole, but does not involve the DIP, less than 1%. DIP is characteristically involved in psoriatic arthritis. Alright. So now we come to the deformities. The deformities of the hand. Deformities of the hand. The first one and the most common one, and the earliest most common, is radial deviation of the wrist. Second is ulnar deviation of the MCP joint. Third is the boutonniere deformity. So the boutonniere deformity, the main deformity is there is flexion at the PIP joint, there is extension at the MCP joint, and there is extension at the DIP joint. So extension at the DIP joint is because of shortening of oblique retinacular ligaments. And swan neck deformity, number 4. Where PIP has hyperextension and DIP and MCP have flexion. Then there is the zigzag deformity. In zigzag deformity, the extensor carpi ulnaris is weak. The ECU, extensor carpi ulnaris, is weak, and there is rotation of the carpal bones. So the proximal row and the distal row. Proximal row rotates ulnar deviation occurs, and distal row goes radially. So there is palmar subluxation and ulnar deviation. All right. Now there is the piano key deformity. It is because of the laxity of ulnar collateral ligament. So it is a late manifestation, and the ulnar head pops up dorsally and can be pushed down like a piano key. Okay. Now there is the Z deformity. The Z deformity, MCP, is sandwiched between interphalangeal joint and the CMC joint. So there is hyperextension of the MCP joint while there is flexion at both other joints. Alright. Now there is other deformity is mallet finger. There is disruption of the extensor at the DIP while holding on to an object or trigger finger. It is kind of a stenosing tenosynovitis of the tendon sheaths of A1 pulley of the extensor tendons of wrist. Now there is the arthritis, mutilants, or opera glass deformity. Here it is seen in long standing disease. It is seen with gross shortening of digits, with extensive skin folding, retracted phalanges, telescoped into one another, and involves multiple digits. Then there is the gamekeeper's thumb. Here there is MCP synovitis with hyperextension, like in the Z deformity, with laxity of ulnar collateral ligament. So one needs to note here that in case of piano key deformity, there was damage to the ulnar collateral ligament, while here there is laxity of the ulnar collateral ligament. So this causes pain and swelling and weakness while grasping something. Pain and swelling while grasping. Now we come to the lower limb. So in case of lower limb, there are around 7 deformities. One is the plantar subluxation. Plantar subluxation and metatarsal heads. Then this causes claw toe or cock up toe. Then there is metatarsal subluxation, causing pressure on MTP joints. So this causes walking on marbles sensation, जैसे कि कंचों पर चल रहा है. Then there is hallux valgus. Here there is crossing over deformity of second and third toe. They cross over to each other like this. Then there is rocker bottom foot. Pes planus, that is flat foot. There are pressure ulcers And then there is tarsal tunnel syndrome. Just like carpal tunnel syndrome. So this is all about the deformities of the hands and the legs. Now we come to the